Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I would like to congratulate you all for such a wonderful journey that we have had. We started this journey 6 months ago. I don't know if you guys can believe that, but time has really moved fast. Sometimes we had our consistent meetings. Sometimes we did not have our consistent meetings. But I just want to say I'm really grateful for each one of you and your commitment. The ambassadors, you guys worked through the pandemic. You should really be proud of yourselves to empower women through the pandemic. Mentors, you were there, you were driving this whole program. And without you, we wouldn't have been successful as we are. So thank you so much, Farida. Thank you so much, Dorcas. And thank you so much, Wanjiku. So we're going to dive into our meeting so that we can finish on time and everybody's time commitment to be respected. So I'm going to start sharing my my screen. Okay. I don't know if you all can see it. Let me just minimize this. Okay. That's here. Okay. So hi, everybody. Welcome to the 2021 graduation ceremony for the HERZ Movement ambassadors. This is the second time we're having our cohort of ambassadors. And this time we had double the number of girls, young women than we had last year. And it was suggested by our previous ambassadors that we should have more, ambassadors this year. Let's see. I'm trying to, okay. So like for today's meeting, this is the table of content that we're going to have. This is the schedule we're going to have. I'm going to introduce you to the Team USA group, and I'm going to introduce you to the Team Zambia group. And then I'm going to introduce the keynote speaker who's going to speak to all of us about HERZ movement, about her journey as an empowered woman. Then we're going to have the mentors, and then ambassadors, and then we're going to be awarding ambassadors of the year. And then on the PowerPoint presentation, you can see that those are some of the mentors that we had for this year. So the Team HERZ USA executive, so only one will be here today, Dr. Grace Mukupa. She's my mentor. And the rest are Dr. April. She is a nurse by profession, but she has a PhD in nursing and she works at Edgewood. And Mr. Joe Mando and Dr. Katie McCarthy and Mr. Chomba Kaluva. So these are our HERZ USA team members, and they're the ones that do most of the technical work, fundraising, getting money for us, and just like organizing other things. And then we have the Team Zambia executive team. So these are just some of the executive members. So we have Natasha Mtale over there. She is the scholarship and outreach coordinator. So she coordinates like when we have outreaches in Zambia through the main HERZ team. So she coordinates that. And Natasha here, I don't know if you can see my arrow, works with Mercy. And then we have Temba, Mr. Temba Banda. So he's the one who does all the operations that the organization has. So if we need something, he's always there. So he literally runs around to help our organization be on time. And then we have Cheryl, Miss Cheryl here. Miss Cheryl is the one who does our social media. She's the social media director in marketing. Ms. Fenizo Banda is the one who is the vice president of HERZ, and especially that I'm not in Zambia right now, so she runs the organization on the ground in Zambia. And then I forgot to mention something. So Cheryl works with Lillian and me in the marketing department because I also like marketing. Then we have Mrs. Katiwe Zimba. She's the one who does our finances in Zambia, bookkeeping, everything finances. She's the one to go to. She's an accountant by profession. And then we have, am I missing somebody? Oh yeah, and then we have Chinyanta over here. where's my pointer? Okay. Then we have Chinyanta over there. He is the one who does, he's the purchasing and supplies officer. So he purchases all the things we need. If we have a meeting, we have an outreach, he's the one who's in charge of, like, you know, putting up a budget together and seeing what we need and running around and getting those things for us. So he's very vital for our organization, and he works with Boswell and Wonka. Then you have me. I feel like I'm kind of like a floater. I float between the Zambia team and the HERZ USA team. I sit on both boards and just like discuss things that are needed. And I also relay the messages from the HERZ USA board to the HERZ Zambia board. And then we have our keynote speaker, my very own Dr. Grace Mukupa. So today is 9/11 in America. So, and it's like a time when there was like some bombings in New York, and she works for the government. So let me see if she's online yet, because she told me she was volunteering for something. As we wait for Dr. Grace, maybe we can have Wanjiku. Wanjiku, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So maybe we can have Wanjiku talk about herself just briefly, like who she is, and stop sharing. It's Wanjiku. Yeah, I don't know, Wanjiku, you can either do it with your mic on or without your mic. So
my mic on.
I mean, with your with your camera on or without your camera. So this is the time for you to talk about yourself, the work that you do on your own. So just kind of like sell yourself to us and tell us about who you are.
Okay, sure. And I won't turn off my video because
wait, we can't hear you clearly.
Oh, you can't hear me. What about now?
Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes. So this is Wanjiku.
Yes. Unfortunately, I won't turn my video on because my internet is low, so it might interfere with the connection. Yeah, okay. I'm Sinto Wanjiku Mwangi. I'm currently a 5th-year telecommunication and information engineering student in JPAT, Kenya. And I'm also the executive director of Transformer Girls Life organization. It is an organization that aims to empower a new generation of girls with a strong sense of self-belief through economic empowerment, education, and such. This year I have been a mentor at HERZ, and I've been working with Bibian, Mulenga, Eva, and Gladys Mwamba. Yeah, and I can't wait to see how the meeting goes.
Okay, thank you so much. So Wanjiku has been really vital for this meeting, for this whole program. She was an ambassador last year, one of my best ambassadors, and she and the mentors that we currently have, they suggested that this year we should have 10 girls instead, so that it's more interactive with the mentors, not just one-on-one. But we'll see how next year will be. So thank you so much, Wanjiku. And everybody will receive the certificate in the next 15 minutes. But this is also the certificate that we're giving to you, Wanjiku. Thank you so much for the work that you've been doing. As a HERZ mentor, we really appreciate you. So thank you so much. And then as we talked about, Wanjiku was working with Eva. So Eva can go ahead and tell us about her project, what she does, who she is, those kinds of things. Eva, you can go ahead and talk if you're here.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Eva Serambeyu. I'm currently pursuing nursing. I'm a final year student pursuing nursing. And I'm also a director of an organization known as Mukupa Initiative, which is done in Kilifi County, in the coastal parts of Kenya. So I was privileged to be an ambassador and my mentor, Wanjiku. And basically, I've learned a lot because me and Wanjiku share one thing. We share an ambition to empower young girls and to give them more knowledge on sexual reproductive health rights and menstrual health. So it was an honor for me to be part of HERZ, since I worked through my goals and through my ambition. I was able to interact with so many people, and I also interacted with so many girls, and the information that I shared in HERZ about feminism is the same information I shared with a lot of girls when I was doing my project. Yeah, so yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Eva. And now we're going to have, here's your certificate. You're going to receive it in your email in the next 14 minutes. Thank you so much, Eva. Sorry, I have to go back to where you were. Okay, so thank you so much, Eva, for the work that you're doing as a director of your own program and as a HERZ ambassador. And we really appreciate you here at HERZ. So our next presenter will be Gladys from Zambia. Gladys, you can go ahead and tell us about your amazing initiative that you have in Zambia, the work that you're doing, and anything you want to say.
Okay. Greetings to everyone. Okay, so my name is Gladys. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay, so my name is Gladys Mwamba, and I'm from Zambia. I'm currently running a plastic recycling company by the name of Plastic for Change. So Plastic for Change was born to empower marginalized women and girls in my community. So we pick the plastic waste and add value to it, and we sell it to create employment and end the plastic scourge in my community. Other than that, I was so privileged to to be an ambassador for HERZ this year. I learned a lot, especially from my mentor, Wanjiku. She was very supportive. She taught me how to run up my project. Even during the period of COVID, I had lost hope on the way I was to conduct my project because of the lockdown. I didn't manage to get an audience, but then she told me to be creative, to be innovative, and to try the best way I could. And that's how a leader should be, to find ways in which we can and have impact. And this also gave me, even though I had a low turnout, I still had impact even up to today. And I still believe that in the few months to come or years to come, I will still be able to teach the girls about menstrual hygiene and how to recycle the plastic waste and make reusable pads. That is one of my goals, one of the future goals that I have. I want to make a reusable pad and put it out there and supply to as many girls as possible, free of charge. That's my goal that I want to do. This happened because of HERZ, because of this platform. And I'm so grateful to Natasha for giving me this great opportunity. You have shown your leadership skills. You have been so consistent. You have always been there sharing opportunities in the group and always been encouraging. And to all the team, all my fellow ambassadors, I would like to thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Gladys, for your amazing work that you do with the recycling company you have in Zambia. It's really inspiring to see fellow women starting up companies for themselves, being directors in their own communities and wanting to pursue social change at the same time as creating an impact and employment opportunity for others. So thank you so much. Here's your certificate. I think Dr. Grace is here. So we can kind of pause and have our keynote speaker, Dr. Grace. She's my favorite woman. She's my mentor. Okay, I want to pin spotlight for everyone. Okay. Okay, let me read her biography, I guess, so that I introduce her. So Dr. Grace Mukupa, she holds a PhD in international development from State University of New York at Buffalo in the USA. She's a Fulbright Fellow to Tajikistan in Europe, and she's a former Peace Corps volunteer in Macedonia. She previously worked with the United Nations, the European Union, different embassies. She's a member of, she also worked with the US federal government and the state governments. And one of her core values is mentorship and youth empowerment. So I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Grace Mukupa. Make sure you follow her on social media, or I'll give you her email. So yeah, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good day. Today's a special day. We're not just celebrating you, we're celebrating a beginning of an era. You know, when you end something, it means something starts. So we're celebrating you starting to do work. Thank you, Miss Natasha Sichula, for just being inspirational. And I heard some of the stories of what you all are doing. It's amazing, and continue doing the work. So I'm here today for three main things. Besides celebration, I want to talk about education. What does success mean? When you talk about education, success, how do you measure success? It's an individual thing, right? Sometimes you might be the first person to go to college and no one could guide you to go to school, to start a business, to work the work that you guys do. Maybe you don't have someone in your family that can be able to help you. Therefore, you are creating a road not taken, or the road less taken. You're paving your own way. So before I begin, I want to ask if you can all hear me. Can you all hear me? Is the camera, because
Yes.
I've had problems with my internet before. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Fabulous. So three things. In a meantime, even though I cannot see all your pictures, I will ask for you to unmute, because you will help me through this session. The first one is a poem, like I told you, about education, success, and how do we define success? Who defines success? What structures define success? So we'll talk about that. Number two, I want to talk about the spaces that you are occupying, wherever you are, whatever country, in your household, whatever village, town, city, you are occupying a space. And number three, I'll say the bus driver. You know, everyone else is sitting on a bus. Who are the bus drivers? So I'll ask you to unmute, because I want to do a poem that I wrote back in April. I first shared this poem with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation during a conference. So you guys are the second people I'm going to read it to. I wrote it. Don't laugh at me. I'm not a great poet, but I want to put words together. So I'm naming this poem, Her Name is Education. You might ask me why her. I was raised primarily by women. My grandfather influenced me a lot, but women in my life, women from the village, women from the cities, they influenced me so much. So this poem can be, his name is education. We better as well say his name is education, since education is run by, I'm not saying patriarchy, but majority men in power, right? And structures in power run by men. So I would name the poem, I did, said her name is education. So when I say, her name is, I would like for you to unmute and just say education, because what you're doing, you're educating your communities, you're educating yourself while elevating your knowledge to a different level. And today is one example as you're graduating. And I want you to, are you unmuted? So I'll say one more time, let's test it out. Her name is?
Education.
Education.
Oh, you guys, oh my God, are you graduating or are you going to sleep? Because this is not going to work for me. Are you graduating or going to sleep? Are you giving your energy? You got to give your energy the way you give to the community. You're a passionate group of people. I read your bios. You're passionate. I know you can tell me education better than that. Her name is?
Education.
Oh, I love it. Yes, my dear, I love it. We're a little delayed because in different countries. So every time I say her name is, you guys will say education, okay? So we're on the same page. All right. Her name is?
Education.
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 Transformation is her heart. My ancestors told me stories about her. Their voices echoed sounds of struggle with shackles on her feet as she stumbled. She was my only hope to escape my village. A perfect dream to climb a ladder out of the hood with privilege. She is a witness to historical trauma. Her name is
Education.
Education.
She is the key to success. But what is success? Does it come about boarding schools and languages being oppressed? Does it begin with endless trails of tears and layers of scars and fears stretching to the stars? Creating chronicles of broken branches. I have looked for answers in the holy books, but I found silent voices and wrong choices. She is education. We see our reflections in our eyes, a reflection transposing imperfection of broken glasses. So we unlock the cages to repair wounds of history, eradicating inequities that keep us in captivity. Yes, you, me, we are telling her story and fixing the broken images of peace, a masterpiece of a shared dream. From the village to the streams, to the cities, to the high rises, student by student, step by step, and day by day. And you are the lifeline, her children, legacy, her inner peace. You keep her alive. She is our beloved education. Thank you. That was my poem. You can mute yourself now. You can mute yourself now. Yes. So that was my poem, just to touch on education. What is education? And when I was writing that poem, I was thinking we have so many barriers in our lives as women, as human beings. Sometimes you cannot step on people who are climbing the ladder. You should help as many people as you can while you are climbing the ladder. Because as human beings, you never know when you're gonna fall or when you're gonna wake up, when you're gonna get sick, when you're gonna need help. So I'm a village girl who was born in a village without electricity. I never thought I would be in Washington, D.C., near the White House, right? You never know where the journey takes you. But one thing is, don't give up. The little changes that you're making, I think someone is talking about recycling, you're making in your village, someone will remember you. You know, leadership doesn't begin when you're a leader, leadership begins inside. So with that education, what is success to you in your projects? Ambassadors, what is success to you? Is success that you reached out one person and made a difference? A success that you are, going to college? A success that you are owning your own business? Or that you are providing for the simplest? What is success? So we shouldn't let institutions define our success. Where you're walking in those paths, you are defining yourself and success. So that's why I wrote that poem, Continue Achieving High Ground. And I'm very much pleased to be a person speaking on your graduation. So my number 2 thing was saying occupying spaces. Wherever you are right now, wherever you're sitting, on a bed, on a couch, on a plaza, whichever country, look around you. You are occupying a space in this world, but your space is like a drop in an ocean. If people don't know you in a community, they don't know what happens to you. If anything happens tomorrow, they don't care. Guess what? Because you're a drop in an ocean. Therefore, my encouragement is be purposeful, be intentional in what you do in life. Your spaces are positive spaces. You want to change the world, or you are changing the world. You are change makers. But there's some people every day who are trying to dismantle those spaces. Where there's leadership, because again, where there's leadership, there is mentorship. That's how I see. But there is responsibility. Your responsibility is to finish what you started. It might not go the way you want it to. And guess what, ladies? You cannot be afraid to start over. Failure is part of the journey. We shouldn't be comfortable where we're sitting, because the more comfortable we are, the more we cannot reach out for something that is unfamiliar to us, something we don't know. So being comfortable in our own skin, it's okay. But in your position, you should always strive to reach out for the higher. How do we do that with all these barriers? I told you the spaces you're occupying, there are other people trying to dismantle. While you're educating a community, someone's trying to destroy it. While you're trying to save a life, someone is trying to take a life. So let's be intentional. When doing things, we want to change the world, it starts with us. And you've already started. I'm speaking to leaders. I'm speaking to the leaders of tomorrow, of today, because they always say, oh, you know what? You're the product of your environment. Well, I don't 100% believe that statement. Please bring someone who can tell me that. You know what? Maybe you are the change maker of your environment. The product of your environment is part of you. It will be with you, but it can be breaking you down. So you gotta change it. You gotta change. So for me, I'll give you an example. When I was growing up and people are like, oh, her mom passed away, someone passed away. I cannot be sorry for myself. I cannot feel sorry. When I met Miss Natasha, I told her I have my cousins back home, but you are here. We're in the same space, occupying space in America. Let's help each other out. I'll call for help, young, old, age. There's no limit to what you want to help. So let's change our world within our spaces. Let's make ourselves visible and acknowledge, listen to this, acknowledge the knowledge that you have. You have to know that I'm studying, I went to school, I understand this environmental work I'm doing or women empowerment I'm doing. You have to understand it to transmit it to other people. So as young girls, I'm so proud of you. And I'm happy that we're talking about change makers. We're talking about occupying spaces, and environment doesn't need to define us. Don't get me wrong, we had barriers. And don't get me wrong, everyone that sees you smiling, everyone that claps at you when you succeed, they're not always happy. Not everyone who laughs, smiles, and claps, they're not always happy or supportive. Some people are dying inside. So what you have to do is have the tenacity to rise above. Someone does you wrong, just smile, keep moving. I believe you prayers. I believe you believe in higher being, whatever religion you have, whatever higher being you believe, you have to go back to that sense. Because they say an eye for an eye, we try to court the Bible. Courting the Bible doesn't help us sometimes. We have to practice what we preach. We have to walk the walk. We have to walk the walk. Not everyone that smiles is happy for your success. Whether it's your family, whether it's your sister, maybe your friends. It is tough, you know. When you are succeeding, when you're trying to succeed, you want to like, oh my God, am I going to do it? You know, a few people will be supportive of you. And that's what will lead me to my next topic, which I told you, the bus driver. You are the driver of your own bus. All of us, including me, Miss Natasha, we are passengers on the bus. You are directing us where you want to go. We shouldn't tell you where you should be. What we need to do is guide you. For example, if you don't see the car on the left side, there's a blind spot. I could say, Miss Natasha, you're the driver. On the left side, there's a car coming. It's coming really fast. Don't crash. You are the bus driver. Your mothers, your families, your uncles, fathers, whoever is on the bus, they're influencing you for the positivity. And be careful. Where there are good people, there are bad people too. They say God uses people to share the message, to show us signs, but God also can use people. The devil, my bad, sorry. The devil can also use people. You never know. So let's be careful who we surround ourselves. The bus will keep going until you crash it, until you stop. But that bus, you can love people from a distance. People are not supportive. Surround yourself with like-minded people, not someone who say, okay, you're doing MBA, I want to do MBA. You're doing modeling, I want to do modeling. I'm saying surround yourself with people that will be supportive of your dream. That'll be supportive of your journey. People who are not afraid to tell you that you are wrong, but I respect your decisions. Oh, no, no, no. Jessica, oh, no, no, Grace. I support your decision, but I disagree with you. It's okay to agree and disagree. We have to share our opinion. I cannot let you drive the bus. The car is coming in my head. I'm like, you know what? Let her crash. I'm sure she sees it. You can't walk with assumptions. Assumptions don't work. You have to work with facts and reality and data and numbers. They don't lie. They say 1 + 1. I mean, unless you're joking about it, 1 + 1, they say it's 2. There's no lie. There's facts, and you have to be deliverance at the end. Everyone on the bus, man, I'm saying kick some people out. I have had kick people in the past. I mean, you're not kicking them. You're just saying, honey, this is your bus stop. You've helped me enough to get to this point. You may exit here. Maybe in the future, I can pick you up. Or maybe we'll just love each other from a distance, because your success is important. And I'll ask you one more question before I finish. If you close your eyes, wherever you are right now, I'm not seeing you, but I'm trusting you, you will. Close your eyes. Today is your last day. Today's your last day on earth. Health, maybe sick. What do you want to be remembered as, right? And just picture yourself where your eyes are closed. You are at a gravesite, they're burying you, which is a sad thing to think, right? Just, you are gone. My question is, what are the people, please visualize, what are the people saying about you? What are they saying? Who is at that funeral? Picture who is there. What kind of people do you want to be there? Are they smiling that your legacy will live on, but they're sad that you're gone? What are the speeches saying? What are we going to remember? Eva, Cynthia, Tracy, what are we going to remember about if the world just ended today? You may open your eyes if you had closed your eyes. Those are the things we want to see. It's okay to have people in your life, they say for a time, a season, reason. You know, in high school, I had my mentors, they got me into college. I wasn't a good student as much, but I was good enough. So you have the high school. Do you talk to your high school counselor? No, I don't. But in college, also I had to find mentors. And sometimes things are harder. So I moved to the US by myself right after graduating high school. I didn't have a guidance. So that's why I'm putting my life to help young people to be a speaker on a Saturday morning in Washington, D.C. I just came back from by the Pentagon where we're volunteering. If you guys don't know, today's 9/11, September 11th, when the, New York, I was literally an hour away from New York. I was in Connecticut. So we are in Washington, D.C. celebrating and remembering those who suffered and who died during the 9/11, but also remembering their lives of those who are still alive, still suffering through that trauma. I went there in the morning, but Miss Natasha said, I got my girls graduating. I said, yes, you have to make time. My point is, whether I had that thing I was doing this morning, when someone you trust, someone on a bus, someone who's on a bus with you, you trust them, they say, I need you, Dr. Grace, because I got lovely ladies who accomplish a lot. Can you be the speaker? I was like, of course, hon, I'll find a way, I'll be there. So when you drive the bus, make sure people are adding value into your life, but not just you. You're not just a taker. You're not just a sponge sucking energy. You are also adding value into their lives. It doesn't have to say you paid for food, pay for food today. You give me a ride, yes, I give me a ride. Friendships have to be mutual. They have to be organic. The work has to be organic. If any work is making you tired and frustrated, honey, it's not yours. Rethink your direction. Rethink your priorities. Our work should be fun. We have to come home and lay down and feel fulfilled, even though we are tired, because we know we have made a difference. We know we have made a smile on someone else's face. Even saying good morning to somebody, you don't know what they're going through. You might be the first voice and the first smile they saw that day. So when you give it intentional. Everything we do has to be intentional. With leadership comes friendship. So all those things I want to congratulate you. And like I said, there are people celebrating today just like you. There are also people who are crying today. The space you're occupying is so small. Take time to look back and see the difference you're making. And I know you will make a whole lot of difference. I wish I was there in person, but ladies, you're doing so much. When I read it, I was very inspired. So inspiration doesn't mean, oh, she has a PhD, she has a master's. No, it comes from experience and mutual understanding. It's not always about education. Oh, she's higher, she knows better. We learn from each other. I learned from Miss Natasha, told you guys earlier, we learn from each other. Open that door. Right now, this HERZ certificate and the experience, it's opening a window of opportunity for you. A window, I didn't say a door. Someone will look at what you've done, it might open a door. But while you enter that door, I'm asking you to open that window for someone else to come through. After the door is open, a whole house might open with 2 stories, with 3 floors. While you close that one door, open the door for someone. Always reach out, look back. That's what mentorship, look back. That's what life is. We don't know when we're gonna need each other. Life is interesting, y'all. Today I have my feet, who knows, you know, getting an accident and you have no feet. Life is interesting. So while you climb the ladder, don't look down on those people that don't have what you have. That's why volunteering is good. You guys have given your time. So I'm thinking you have given your time to HERZ, and I'm happy that the board is supporting in the US. We registered HERZ in the US last year. We are, Ms. Natasha, I think went through, we're a group of people who are passionate about your work. We want to be supportive, and we want the world to know what you're doing, because what you're doing is lovely. We want your communities to know, and we want you to pat yourself on the butt and say, you know what, well done. But the work is, we have a lot to do. The work is still going on. You're graduating to start a new chapter. You can always go back to that page, but you're starting a new chapter. So I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's the time difference there. I hug you, I love you from a distance. Here, I'm hugging you from a distance. So thanks, Miss Natasha. I yield my microphone to you.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Grace. That was so inspirational. You see, that's why I always talk about Dr. Grace. She's always there, and she is such an amazing woman. She uplifts women, and she's creating a ripple effect. She's helping other people so that she can help other people. And I'm really, really grateful for you, Dr. Grace. A lot of the things that you have spoken today has resonated with so many people right now, and it has really resonated with me. So you can check out the comment section. A lot of the ladies really find the words that you have given them really encouraging and inspirational. So thank you so much. Thank you. So we can give her like a round of applause, like a virtual one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Tracy, Eva, Cynthia, trying to see, oh yeah, Gladys, Vivian, Cholwe. Okay. I see Mwinza. Okay. Okay. Oh, Miss Dorcas. I see you looking fly over there. I should be listening to you talking. Looking good. Miss Frida. Konya. Okay. Ladies, you're amazing, and I wouldn't have missed this for anything. Whether I run late or early, I was gonna be here. So I'm very inspired. What was on our schedule next? Oh, let me ask them, what did you learn about my poem? Ladies?
I learned that education is very important for all of us to succeed in life.
Good. Good. Dorcas, what did you learn from my poem? Miss Dorcas.
Hi. What I learned from your poem is it doesn't matter where you come from. You can actually succeed. You have to just have the positive mind, and you have to work hard towards your goal. So yeah, especially the part that you said from your village, whatever, that part, it's very inspirational, because a lot of us come from really not well-to-do families, but we have that zeal to make a difference. So yeah, so that's what I learned mostly.
Thank you. And Konya said, I learned that education is an equalizer. Thank you for sharing that. I want to share. So in 2011, I was doing my master's. I traveled to near Set Light in Mumbwa Road, where my grandmother lives. My
That's in
grandfather.
Zambia. Mhm.
Yeah, in Zambia, sorry. They have a school called Chaboda Primary School. It's really deep, deep. I remember arriving, certain moments in life, you got to remember them, So I remember arriving on August 4th, and the schools in Zambia are closing on August 5th. I requested for my uncle to drive me there so I can just speak and inspire the kids. I was a student myself. I traveled there. My uncle lived in Lusaka, and the kids were like, Nibazungu. Kenya, and you guys also know, right? Nibazungu. Habasungwawa. They speak Tonga in that area, majority of the people. And I do speak Tonga, I speak Nyanja, even my Bemba is a little messed up. So I went there and I asked the headmaster, and I had gifts in America. They give you little calculators, things that are free. So I was like, you know what, back home, these things we take for granted. I even bought netball and football. I remember playing netball young. We didn't have a netball. You had to share the same one with the boys and girls. So what we did in the US, I got the pump. When you're in a village, a pump, the whole village, you come and borrow, use the same pump for the bicycle, for whatever. So I knew what that meant. I had two balls, the blue one for the guys, the pink for the girls. I traveled to Mungwa. I spoke to them. Then I told them, I said, guys, when I came, you said about Zungu. No, I actually started grade 1 in that room, and I was sitting on a brick. My uniform was always messed up in the back. We have bigamba. I think that's what they say. The cut in the back, and my grandmother would sew them. So I just told them, no, I'm not Bazungu. I'm here. I'm one of you guys. And they sat there. They're like, really? Then I asked them, what do you want to be? I think 3 girls said, I want to be a good wife. So I said, oh, you know what? I love, you cannot turn someone down for their dream. I said, I love your dream to be a good wife, maybe a good mother, but also in terms of education wise, because you are in school right now. I'm coming to speak to you, where do you want to be? For them in their mind, they're like, being a good wife was for success. I was talking about what is success. It's being a good wife. So we cannot tell people their dreams are too small. All we can do is say, you can dream better, you can dream higher. There's more to that, because when you're confined in that environment, you don't know what's outside that village. So don't say, oh, your dream, oh my gosh, you want to be a doctor, or you want to be a cleaner. Be the best cleaner you can be. Be the best nanny you can be. Be the best HERZ mentor ambassador you can be. In whatever you do, be the best you can be. So when I told them that, they were inspired, and I haven't been there. So I hope to visit them and see where they are, if they're good wives, and where they are right now. So just wanted to share that story, that I sat on a brick, not a chair, when I started school. And I shared a pencil. I didn't even have a pen. So thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
What's next for us? Did you need anything, Miss Natasha?
So I just need the rest of the ambassadors to introduce themselves, and then we can give them their certificates, and then where did we end? So we're going to listen to Malama Nsunge Mulenga. You can tell us about your project, what you did, and where you're from, if you're online. Is Malama here?
She's not around.
Oh, she's not around? Okay, thank you. We're going to skip Malama, and then we're going to go to Vivian. So Vivian, please tell us about who you are, what you do, and what project you did as well.
Thank you so much, Natasha. I hope you can all hear me. I had a bit of a challenge. So my name is Vivian Chibelushi. I'm from Zambia. I'm a student at the University of Zambia. And right now, our university is open. So the whole bunch of us are in campus right now, and network is a little bit of a challenge when everybody's on campus, but I managed to find a spot where I can speak, and my network hopefully is okay. So my name is Vivian, like I mentioned. I was one of the HERZ ambassadors, and thanks to Natasha for selecting me, because we actually had to apply, and I'm aware that not everybody got accepted but I was one of the 10 accepted ambassadors, and that is big for me. So thank you, Natasha. So I'm currently working as a volunteer sexual, reproductive, and health rights peer educator at an organization called HERZ Zambia. My work involves sensitizing my peers in Zambia about STIs, HIV, different reproductive complications, treatments, and just basically how women, even men, can take care of their reproductive health. And we also touch a bit on the different kinds of contraceptives and treatments that are there for women, because there's a lot of reproductive issues in Zambia right now, and unwanted pregnancies, teenage pregnancies, and so on. So my role as a volunteer is to sensitize the community here in Zambia, university students, secondary school pupils, and just anybody around in the community about their reproductive rights, health and rights, and how they can take action towards that. So my service project with HERZ, I went to a tuition center in Chingola, so the Copper Belt part of Chingola in Zambia, because schools were closed due to the pandemic. So the option I had was to go to a tuition center because schools were not running. So the tuition center, I was privileged to talk to a group of girls and boys about reproductive health and rights and period poverty, because I couldn't just center on period poverty. I had to touch on reproductive rights because that's my specialization, and I thought I should share that information. And like Dr. Grace was saying, I also took time to talk about the importance of education, because for me, where I come from, I'm the second in my family to reach university. So I thought, okay, let me take this time, because I did my school as well in Chingola. I thought I should take time to talk about education and the importance of it, especially to the girls. And then at the end of my project, with the help from Natasha and the HERZ team, I was able to purchase some pads, sanitary pads, books, and pens, and I donated those to the pupils I found at the tuition center. And that was my project. And for me, like Dr. Natasha said, this is not the end. And this is what I would define as my success, because I was able to carry out this during a pandemic. I wasn't so aware of what I was doing. Like, this is my first big thing. So I would say, because I'm working with organization, this project, I was on my own with my mentor Wanjiku, who is not even in Zambia. I would just send her messages on WhatsApp. She would guide me here and there, and there are moments where I even felt afraid of asking for help, but I learned that I can open up and ask for help, and I can learn from others. And for me, this was a learning experience. It's not something I came in knowing what to do. I came in not knowing what to do, and I learned so much. And I made mistakes and I learned from them, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm very thankful. Thank you so much, Natasha and Wanjiku.
Thank you so much, Vivian, for the amazing work you've been doing in Chingola, and you're volunteering with HERZ. And thank you so much for being a part of the HERZ team. I heard you say, yeah, I learned so much from Dr. Natasha. And I was like, wait, I'm a doctor. Anyway, I received the blessing. Okay. So we're now going to move on. So here's your certificate. I'm sure, so the certificates were scheduled to arrive at 9:30, which is like 16:30, 17:30, or 15:30 for you guys. So you're going to be receiving them as we continue with the program. So here's your certificate. Thank you so much, Vivian. And now we're going to have our spotlight on mentor Farida Ali. And Farida was mentoring Tracy and Foster. Farida, please tell us about yourself, who you are and where you're from.
Thank you so much. My name is Farida Ali. I'm from Kenya. I'm the founder of Elim Care. And Elimke is a community-based organization that is championing for development by addressing education, gender-based violence, violent extremism, gender equity, and equality. So we do that through volunteerism, technology and innovation, charity. We are reaching out to the community to create empowerment and awareness in all those topics I've mentioned. I'm very honored to be part of HERZ. This is my second year as a mentor. The first year, my ambassador was Wanjiku, and I'm so proud of her. She emerged the best. And this year she managed to join the team of mentors in this ambassadorship program. Yeah, it has been an amazing journey. I have mentored 2 ambassadors, Tracy from Kenya and Foster from Tanzania. This journey has taught me a lot of things, actually, because it was more deeper compared to what I had done last year, considering the fact that to some extent I had to be like a sister, not a mentor now. The professional aspect has to be aside and become family to even solving or rather helping my ambassador towards achieving something or rather solving what was affecting them during that time. And I thank God for HERZ for giving me this opportunity to impact the lives of different people. And I also want to thank the whole team, all the WhatsApp messages we've been sending, all the support we've been giving each other when it comes to awards nominations and the sharing of the opportunities. I don't take that for granted. And I wish all the best, and to HERZ, cheers to many more good work and success ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Farida. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. And we are really honored to have you as one of the mentors this year. Like you've like helped produce exceptional ambassadors from the 2 years that we've worked with you. So we're really grateful. And here is your certificate. So thank you so much, Farida. And now I know that Foster, the one in Tanzania, is currently in a rural area without internet. So we're just going to, she'll receive her award virtually. So that was her project that she did in Tanzania. So thank you so much, Foster. And then and here's your certificate. Now we're going to hear from Tracy, Farida's other ambassador. Tracy, please
Hi,
tell us
guys.
about yourself and what you're doing. Yeah.
Hope you guys can hear me. Okay. My name is Tracy Manoti from Nairobi, Kenya. I am a menstrual champion, so I champion for menstrual dignity in my constituency, and has also given me an opportunity to amplify my work through the project that I did. I work with football teams, and I am working on incorporating library pads distribution, sanitary pads distribution in libraries. So I am working on ensuring that every library in my constituency has access. Girls who use that library have access to sanitary pads 24/7. So that is my project that I'm working on and what I would want to achieve. So I am starting an initiative by the name Pads for Libraries. So basically promoting SDG number 4 and 5 simultaneously. Yes, thank you so much. This was a good experience reading the book, having discussions about it, having a mentor that you could talk to, getting a chance to actually actualize a project is one of the main. It is like as much as we were not there physically, we got a chance to do something on the ground that gave us a skill, project management, ensuring the project went through well, working with the community directly. So this was a good opportunity and a good chance that I will say, if given an opportunity, I will take it again, right? So thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Farida, for being a good mentor. And thank you for the whole team, even Wanjiku. I easily reached out to Wanjiku when I needed something. And I will say thank you and thank you again.
Wow, that is amazing. Pads for libraries. That is an amazing project, an initiative. Thank you so much for starting that post ambassadorship. I feel like it's a really good project, especially if you want to continue keeping girls in school, continue motivating girls to study hard and be successful. So Pads for Library, I'm really excited to see how far you're going to go and where you're going to go. And if you need partnerships with HERZ, we're here for you. So thank you so much, Tracy. And here is your certificate. Then last but not least, we're going to hear from mentor Dorcas Calava, and she mentored 4 ambassadors. Dorcas, please tell us about yourself, who you are, your profession, and what you're doing. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can get me. My name is Dorcas Kalawa, and I'm from Zambia. I am a pharmacist by profession, and I am a PharmD candidate. Basically, I got accepted to a US university, but I'm not able to continue my PharmD program because of some issues. Yeah, so I want to just put on something with your HERZ experience, use that, because I use that for my application for my PharmD. And I also use that for my admission interview. I had to make sure that I had some leadership qualifications. They were asking me about those things. So I used my experience with HERZ, because I only did my internship for 1 month, and that was in India, and that wasn't enough for me to use that as my experience, as my leadership experience and all. So I used HERZ, and they were very interested, the admission panel. They were very interested in hearing about HERZ. So I would urge everyone here, whether you're an ambassador, a mentor, or anywhere, anyone who's working with HERZ, to use your experience with HERZ for anything. Use that even in your CVs. I use that literally in my CVs, my applications, everywhere I use that. And I want to thank my ambassadors for trusting me. It has been a very amazing journey with my 4 ambassadors, Muiza, Quinta, and Naza, and Chodwe. You guys have been so amazing. I'm very grateful that you gave me this opportunity to be your mentor, and it has been really, really amazing to be part of my team, and you guys trusting me, and all the interactive sessions that we've been having together this past 6 months has been very, very informative, very life-changing, and I've really gained a lot of leadership experience. And also, I'm very sorry if I was on and off in July, because I started school, my summer school for the PharmD in June. And then I got off in July. That's where I did my was started with this summer. We did that in the 2 months, and it was very hectic. So I wasn't really so interactive with you guys. So yeah, but now I'm trying to get my license so I can practice for this 1 year that I'm off from the school. But I'm very, very grateful for HERZ, because without HERZ, I wouldn't have really had this opportunity to even have the opportunity to get into school. It would have been hard because of the little experience that I had. Yeah, so I'm very grateful, and kindly use this experience that you have with HERZ on your CVs, on anything that you use, and reach out to Natasha to give you a recommendation later or a referral later. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing this success story, Dorcas. Yeah, absolutely. Reach out to me. I have drafted recommendation letters, reference letters, and I'm also good at essays. So if you're writing an essay for a university or a personal essay, I'm good. And I also asked Dr. Grace to review my work. So I'm like, Dr. Grace, this is what I'm writing for this competition. Can you review it? That kind of thing. So it's always important to have a second pair of eyes to look at the things that you're working at. And yes, definitely do use the experience that you're having here with HERZ Movement. If you want to go to graduate school, if you want, so, you know, because a lot of people will be applying for the same position as you are, and most of them will just be technical. But if people hear that you also volunteer, you give your time freely to help other people in your community, to serve the less privileged than you, they'll be more compassionate and more willing to accept you into a program. So reach out to Dorcas. She has a success story in doing that. Ask her what she did and she will help you. And I'm also here as a resource. And fun fact, Dorcas was an ambassador last year. She was also one of my very best ambassadors last year. And this year she was a mentor. So we're really grateful for you, Dorcas. And here is your certificate. And if anybody gets kicked out of the Zoom, I can't really see, just text the group chat and then I'll let you in.
Miss Natasha, I was saying that talking about recommendations and reading letters, in the future, in case you guys are applying to colleges, especially in the US, feel free to contact. I wouldn't mind being a reference to you guys, because the work you've done and putting my name on the paper, it would be pleasing to me. I was just signed by Dr. Grace. So I'll do that. So feel free to reach out. You know where to find us.
Yes, absolutely. Dr. Grace has really helped open a lot of doors for me. You see those awards that I get, I'm like, Dr. Grace, write me a recommendation letter, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm so grateful for her as well. And now we're going to listen to one of Dorcas's ambassadors, Konya Otieno Quinta. Is she here? I know she was here.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, so my name is Quinta Achieng Otieno Konya, and I'm from Nakuru, Kenya. And this year I was privileged to be an ambassador at HERZ. And I want to say that apart from being a feminist, which actually has really enabled me to figure that out from the 15 suggestions that we had been going through, I am also an environmentalist where I advocate for the change, for the protection of the environment and also for the climate change protection. And for that, my goal this year has been to plant about 52 trees for the whole year. And currently I've been doing well. And I think I'm around the 40th tree that I've planted this year. And I must say I'm super proud of myself for that. And I want to say thank you to my mentor, that is Mentor Kalaba this year. She has been very resourceful and she has been great. She has been great, she has been good. There was a time I was almost giving up. I remember I had some challenges at school with school fees and everything. When I shared with her, she encouraged me and I was able to pick it up and I didn't quit the program. Actually, this is my first online program. Most of the programs that I normally engage on are normally physical. So this is my very first one and I want to say it has been a real success. Apart from that, I do a lot of volunteer work from my country, Kenya. I've volunteered with several organizations here. And just to mention but a few, I currently volunteer with a youth organization known as Youth Action Kenya, where we advocate for sustainable development. We do a lot of projects in regards to sustainable development, charity work. I also volunteer with Giselle Foundation, where I work as part of the fundraising team. And we also do a lot of charity work, women empowerment, child advocacy, and just to mention but a few. And I want to say thank you also to my co-ambassadors whom we've worked with. That will be Muiza. We've worked with Muiza, Naza, and Cholwe. They've been really supportive, and I want to say thank you to that great team. The projects that I did, my service project, I carried out a project at one of the schools within my university where I go to school, and I was able to meet with a number of girls, that is 42 in number. We were able to talk about menstrual health and how actually their menstrual health affects their mental health. It was menstrual health versus mental health. How does my menstrual hygiene affect my mental health? And I want to say the project was a real success with the support from you guys, that is us, the executive, and also my mentor and my co-ambassadors and the other ambassadors. The project was a success. And from that project, I picked up a mini project that I want to begin in the school. I will be talking to the headmaster of the school, where she'll be able to select 40 pupils who come from a needy background, and will be having monthly sessions with them. And I'm also volunteering to be giving them or handing out sanitary pads to them every month, so that they may be able to study and learn in a very good environment. That is why my project title was Your Menstrual Health versus Your Mental Health, because we find that most of the kids that I interacted with during their periods, they're unable to concentrate in class because they're worried about how to access the menstrual kits and how to keep their menstrual hygiene. So that is the project that I will be beginning, hopefully in the beginning of this semester, and it has been great. And I also want to say thank you to Dr. Grace. I've been really inspired with her story, especially about her education. It has been great. Personally, I've been having difficulties with my education, but listening from her, I feel encouraged to move on. Yeah, thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, Konya. You know, you have like 3 or 4 names, so I'm like, which one do I use? But thank you so much for your amazing story. Like, I feel like it's the first time I'm hearing your voices, some of you, and it's so amazing. Like, I'm so also really happy and excited for the project that you're starting post ambassadorship about mental health and menstrual health. It is such an amazing initiative. Yeah, I can totally understand and relate with the girls, because I also went through period poverty, and just sitting in class and just, you know, the mental toll it has on you as a young student, a young girl without pads, and just like, oh, I'm going to solve myself. So thank you so much. You know, my dream for HERZ has, like, the ambassadorship program is for us to be meeting, like, one day when we have money, like, just to like meet, fly all of you guys to one country and, you know, have a summit, a whole thing together, and then you guys go off to do your projects. So I would really love to meet all of you someday, and it's really nice to hear some of your voices and the different accents. So thank you so much, Konya, and thank you so much, Doc, as your mentor. And here is your certificate. So I put these 3 names on your certificate, but we can always talk later if you need me to add or change or delete one of the names. Okay. And then we're going to have our next ambassador, Cynthia from Nigeria. So Cynthia, please tell us about your project, what you did, and what you're currently doing professionally. You can go ahead. Hello?
Cynthia, you're muted. Okay.
Hi guys. Hello, Dr. Grace. So my name is Cynthia Njemanze. I'm an intern pharmacist at the Federal Medical Center, Ebutameta here in Lagos. And I'm really happy to be one of those who were chosen as a HERZ ambassador for this year. It has really helped me a lot because with doing this, I was able to start up my own foundation. It's called Syndices Foundation, and the foundation is actually about helping creating awareness about the special needs children, those who have autism, Down syndrome, and the rest. And also, it is also an initiative to help teachers get good healthcare system, because most of the times we really don't care about teachers. They struggle day by day to come to class and get us educated, but we don't give back to them what is actually supposed to be given. And my project I carried out my project was really a very funny one because I carried out the first project and I made a lot of mistakes because one, I wasn't wearing the HERZ uniform, and next I didn't get like clearer pictures. So I was asked to carry out the project for the second time, which I did at Debbie Nursery and Primary School. It also has a section for the secondary school. So I was able to talk to girls from both the primary school and the secondary school. And it is also a less privileged home. So I was able to talk to them about sex education, period poverty, menstrual health, and they were really happy to get to know them because most of them didn't know about that. Most of them didn't know how to count their period cycle. They don't know about that. So I was able to educate them on that. And I really want to thank my mentor, Dorcas. She has really been of great help to me. You know, knowing her from school way back in India, and then she being my mentor, she has really been of great help right from the classroom up to this point. So I really want to thank her very much. I also want to thank Natasha for, giving me this platform and making me understand that this is what I was supposed to do, because I've always wanted to do this, but I never had the zeal, the push to do it. And then I got the push through HERZ. I really want to thank HERZ for making this possible. And ever since I carried out my project, I've been going back to that school, the privileged school, Debbie, and I distribute pad to girls every month. I just carried out the last one last week, so I distribute pad to them every month because most of them are coming from very, very poor background, which they don't know about since they don't have families. It's an orphanage home. And I really learned a lot throughout this period. I was able to learn about feminism. The book we read was really a great one. It was my first time reading that book. Though I've read books from Chimamanda, but it was my first time reading that. And I was really happy to get that book. And I really want to thank everyone, the mentors, the ambassadors, for making this a great opportunity. And I hope to work in connection with HERZ in the nearest future. Thank you.
Nijago, what did they do now?
Not
How far?
a day.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much for the work that you're doing in your community and for your post ambassadorship foundation that you've started. I didn't really know that you and Dorcas had known each other in India. I was just like, oh, how come I have an applicant from Nigeria? You were the first applicant from Nigeria, so I didn't know the connection. Dorcas should have said something. But thank you so much. It was such a pleasure working with you, and thank you for being so receptive when you did your first project and we didn't have any pictures. We really want to highlight you guys. We really want to highlight the ambassadors. So when we have a meeting with the partners, we want to show the work that you're doing. When we have a website, we want to show the work that you are doing. So this is a great way for us to put you out there. So that's why we wanted you to send us pictures for the second time. So thank you so much. And here is your certificate. And then our second last ambassador is Chalwe from Zambia. Chalwe, please talk to us about yourself, who you are, and what you're doing.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Chalwe.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
we
you
can
are.
hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry, my network is bad. So if you're unable to hear me, it's just the network. Okay, so I'll go ahead and talk about myself. So my name's Cholwe Mwemba. I live in Zambia and I'm a final year student at the Copperbelt University, and I'm pursuing a degree in computer science. I'm as well a CEO of a youth-led organization known as Chedik Associates. Our focus is mainly on monitoring and evaluation, as well as capacity building. So I've been a member of HERZ since March this year. And for my service project, I visited a school here in the 15th of June. Hello?
Cholo, we can hear you. We see your network is not good.
Okay, my network had cut. So I'll say for my service project, I visited Valley View here in Kitwe on the 15th of June. I was able to meet 21 girls. And during our meeting, we talked about menstrual hygiene and cleanliness. We also talked about the myths about menstruation and whatnot. And I was able to do sanitary towels as well as toilet paper to each girl. And for the remainders, I gave to the school's hygiene sector. So being an ambassador has really impacted me in many ways, some of which may be time management, ability to take up responsibility and get things done. I've also learned some leadership skills because I was able to handle resources and also being held accountable for everything that I was doing on the program. So being on the program has really brought positive impact on my personal growth. And for all the meetings we had here with the guest speakers, I've also learned that I should face my challenges head on. So most speakers that we had here on the Zoom meetings we had, they talked about their challenges and how they faced them. And I was also encouraged to face my challenges and not to give up and to take on opportunities. So for my future plans, I would like to work for the UN. That's my dream, to work for the UN. I would also like to own a CBO, a community-based organization, whose focuses are going to be on providing access to technology and information for the So the other thing I would like to do with the CBO, I would like to improve the livelihood of the people in living within my community by giving them funds to start up small-scale businesses. And all in all, I'm grateful to my mentor, Miss Dorcas. She was so kind. She took us through the process step by step, and she pushed us to work really, really hard. And I'm so grateful to be a member of HERZ. I'm hoping that I'll continue to be a member forever. As long as the organization lives, I'll be a part of it. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you so much, Chalwe. It is so nice to hear about what you did with your service project, about how you're pursuing computer science. It's really nice to see women in science, women in technology, and for your future work with providing community-based support. That is such a noble work that you're on right now. And if you want to work for the UN, reach out to Dr. Grace. She works for the United Nations. And I can also share some contacts. Yeah, there's like a small group, 1M 2030, the part of the UN. They kind of highlight stories of inspirational young women and men all over the world. So I can share that after the meeting. They were supposed to be one of our speakers, but time conflicted with their schedules. So yeah, thank you so much. And here is your certificate. And then I think this is the last ambassador, Muiza Muwolo from Zambia. Hi, Muiza, please tell us about yourself. And Muiza recently won the Boss Bees competition. So Muiza, tell us about yourself, who you are, what you're doing, and what projects you did.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so please pardon the makeup and the echo. I'm attending a wedding, but I wouldn't miss my graduation for anything. Yeah. So as Natasha said, my name is Muiza Muwolo. I am a fifth-year medical student at the Copperbelt University School of Medicine in Zambia. Currently, I am 2021 HERZ ambassador, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I do a lot of voluntary work outside school, although school takes up a lot of my time. But outside school, I do some voluntary activities with Corporate Zambia, based in Dollar, Agents of Change when I have the time, and many others. The piggy bank campaign, yeah. number of youth-led NGOs. So I first came to learn about HERZ. That should have been in 2019, October. I attended a workshop in the name of corporates with Dr. Mabel Kipenda. I'm not sure if you remember the workshop. Yeah. So that was the first time I heard about HERZ. I accompanied her and we went to Mokupa for the workshop and talked to the girls after there. It was lovely. It's something that I've always held dear to my heart. So the workshop was just complementing. It was just helping me realize what I really love, what I really know, menstrual hygiene management, sexual reproductive health and rights. All these are topics or other sections of health that I hold dear to my heart. Being a HERZ ambassador this year has been very amazing for me. I've learned so much from the sessions that we've been having, from our one-on-one mentorship sessions with our mentors. It's been amazing for me. I've learned so much. I've learned more about being feminist. And some of the perks of being a HERZ ambassador is it's also opened up doors for me, doors that I never thought would open up for me. But yeah, as well as speaking, just as Natasha mentioned earlier, I'm currently, I won Boss Biz. Yeah, I never would have learned of that opportunity without being HERZ. I never knew what Boss Biz was up until Natasha brought it up in the group and I got interested and applied for that. So that's one of the doors that HERZ has opened for me. Other than that, when I'm talking to people, I'm sorry, I'm in the back, as I mentioned. When I'm talking to people, others are really intrigued by the work that we're doing. So I feel like I've met connections beyond what I thought I would. Connections with my mentors, with my fellow mentees, with so many people within HERZ and also outside HERZ. In July, that should have been 30th July, I was privileged to go to Kabata Orphanage here in Lusaka, Zambia, to carry out my HERZ project. Unfortunately, due to COVID, there were so many restrictions. One of them was I wasn't able to meet with the girls or with the young adults and speak to them of the capacity for them. And before going there, because I asked for permission first, and then looking at how there were so many restrictions, I decided to base my theme for my outreach to base it off last year's menstrual hygiene management theme, which is periods in a pandemic, because it was definitely reflecting what I was doing to talk to them about periods in a pandemic, where we're not allowed to socialize, where we're not allowed to, there were some restrictions. Yeah. So when I got there, I met with the caretaker for the matron, Mrs. Nkandere, and I basically talked to her, explaining everything that I wanted to have talked to the girls in person. So she was more of the middle man. She was the middle lady. I was speaking to her, hoping to take the information to the girls. We had a very interactive session. There are about 32 girls, young adults from the age 12 to 19 at the orphanage. There are also more younger and also more that are older, but I was targeting this age range because I felt more comfortable working with this age range. I took for them some sanitary napkins, some other sanitary products like cotton wool, the methylated spirit, more hygiene products. Yeah. And I did up a brochure, just a really, really tiny magazine. Since I was not able to make them, I thought maybe I should document this so that we can read about it. And I was just told that they didn't, the brochures didn't reach the girls because, it was a very long story, long misplaced or something like that. But I was saddened to hear that. However, after speaking to Mrs. Mandela and afterwards, she really showed having hers going back, especially now that the COVID restrictions have been lifted. She expressed so much joy and passion and also enthusiasm to have us again to do more work with them. She said she would love to partner up with us so that we can more like create a mentorship between us and the girls that they have there. But I'm sure this is something that we can talk about even afterwards. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for being part of this team. I've had a very amazing mentor. She's been so patient with me. Dorcas, thank you so much. She's been amazing. She's been so patient. The times when, you know, where you're slacking and then she'll be like, hey, you need to do this, like how far is this? And I'm thankful for her always keeping us in check. Also thankful for my mentees. They have been an inspiration, you know, the times where you feel like you're slacking and then when you see what they're doing or their words of encouragement, you get encouraged as well and you say, oh, I can actually do this as well. So they've been a very big source, a great source of inspiration as well. And thank you once again, Natasha. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Muiza. Congratulations on winning both speeds, and thank you so much for the noble work that you were doing in Kabwata, Lusaka, Zambia. And thank you so much, Dorcas and your team. And I'm sorry, we're running past our time. So here is your certificate, Muiza. And then before we move on, I want to announce the outstanding ambassadors of the year. We have 3. So these ambassadors were attended almost every meeting that we had. They did their service projects on time. They were really enthusiastic. So I'm going to ask each ambassador, each mentor to say something about their ambassador. I don't know, let me reveal the names so that you know who the Excellence Awards are going to. Our Excellence Awards are going to these lovely ladies. And then I'm going to ask each mentor to speak about these ambassadors. So Farida, Dorcas, and Wanjiku, please say some words about these ambassadors of the year and why you nominated them. We'll start with Dorcas.
Oh, okay. Hi everyone. I'm back again. Yeah. Okay. Why are you nominated Quinta? Okay. The whole team. I wasn't the only one who nominated Quinta. My whole team, like our ambassadors, everyone nominated.
Yes. So like we got a vote from everybody voted, and then I also asked the mentors to also put an input in them. So everybody voted, and then I also put my input, and that's how we came up with these top 3 ambassadors. So go ahead.
Yeah, so like I said, we nominated Quinta because she did an exceptional job. Like she was creative in outreach. She's very passionate about what she does, and she really wants to do great things for our community. Like you see, like she's having issues with her education, but she's not really, like she's saying, this cannot let me down. I have to keep on. I have to make sure that I reach my goal. I have to keep on fighting. And that's one thing that I love about my team. They're fighters. They keep on fighting for what they want. And yeah, so like I said, Quinta has been really a good ambassador, like the rest of my ambassadors. So yeah, and she knows what she wants, and she's very passionate. She's very creative. She's just an exceptional woman, and I believe that in the near future we're going to hear more good things about her and the rest of my ambassadors as well. Thank you.
Now we're going to hear from Farida. Why did Farida and the others nominate Tracy? Is Farida here? Oh, she's not here. Okay, Tracy, you can get your speech from Farida later on. Now we're going to hear from Wanjiku. Please, Wanjiku, tell us why you nominated Eva.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, I nominated Eva because she's very dedicated. Her dedication was very evident. Even in her service project, she went all out to also include organizations such as Red Cross. She involved her community, and also through the work she's doing with her initiative, she's very passionate about it. Even the meetings, she was always attending meetings and always on time. There's a time she also actually reminded me that I'd forgotten that I had sent a meeting request. So just the dedication and the hard work is what led me to choose Eva.
Thank you so much. And here are your certificates. And I'm sure you've received your Excellence Award certificates by now. And we've come to the end of our program. It's been such a wonderful journey. I am really, wait, how come I can't see myself? Spotlight for everyone. I like the spotlight. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. We have come to the end of our program, and I wish you success in everything that you do. Thank you so much, Dr. Grace Mukupa, for such an amazing and inspirational speech that you gave, and especially your poem. Please share it with me so that I share it with everybody. So we are really grateful for this opportunity. Ambassadors, well done on the job that you have done. Congratulations. Go forth and set the world on fire. And we'll please, when you achieve any milestone, share it with us. We want to cheer you on. We'll share it with other people. If you have an opportunity, continue sharing in the support group. Yeah, so on behalf of HERZ Movement, on behalf of the HERZ USA executive team and the HERZ USA Zambia team, thank you so much. And it's been a lovely journey. So we are also going to start the third cohort of ambassadors next year. And we're going to call out for people who are interested in being mentors. So thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
I'm ending the meeting for everybody.